What's up, HyperFast Nation? On this episode of the show, I'm taking a look at how to find off-market inventory, specifically 10 different ways to find homes on the market in any type of market, but especially a low inventory market. Stand by for the next episode of the HyperFast Show. All right, I don't care what the market is doing. If you have the ability to find homes off market, you are going to get more clients, happier clients, more repeat clients, and more referrals, and really just clients that love you because it looks like you are the person that can listen to the needs that they have, go out and find it, and deliver. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes being good at asking questions, narrowing down specifically to what they want, and then going out and making it happen. You almost just have to will that you are going to find the right home for each and every client. Step one, we're going to go over 10 ways right now, right? First way is look at for sale by owners, right? Look at FSBOs. There are plenty of places where these are listed online. Some of them don't appear in the MLS. Some of them don't appear in all portals. And you can get the data, by the way, from a company like REDX, right? You can get the data and call them, but being good at marketing to FSBOs. And I've done podcast episodes in the past. You can look for them on this channel where I tell you specifically scripts to use for sale by owners and how to do that. Number two is expireds, right? Listings that have expired. Again, this is another REDX play if you are good at if you can follow scripts and get good at staying disciplined and prospecting every day. There are FSBO or expireds that happen every day in every market. Some days, by the way, more pop up. So the last day of the month is when typically the most in any given month expire. So if you call on the first, right, of every month, you're going to get a shot at a lot of expired listings. If you call on January 1st, by the way, you're going to get a ton of listings. We had an agent that we work with in Florida. She did this on New Year's Day, got a $3 million listing that she sold within 3 weeks. So, look at the big days when it comes to expireds in general, not just for your buyers that you are actively working with, but just in general. So the first of every month, January 1st, I know it's New Year's Day, but at least do it for an hour or two. Maybe call a little bit later in the day than you normally would for expireds. Don't be calling people at 7 a.m. On New Year's Day. I'm not recommending that. But definitely look at expireds and look at the ones that expired 6 months to 18 months or 24 months ago, right? Because there's a lot of people that chase those expireds daily, the ones that just came on the market, and I think that's great. But then a lot of times the ones that expired 6 months or a year or two ago, no one's hounding them, and they have raised their hand before, right? They have said, I might want to sell my home, or at least enough to list it, and maybe they were just unrealistic on price, and maybe their life situation has changed, maybe they're more motivated, or maybe the market's moved up, right? The market's, maybe they were 5% overpriced a year ago, but now it's the perfect price. So call those older expireds as you do this exercise. Third way to find those off markets is look for the top agents in that area, the agents that have had buyers in the past couple of years and agents that do a lot of listings. There's usually in any given area or neighborhood, there's 1 or 2 or 3 dominant agents. So definitely reach out to them and really anyone that's been selling in the area and just ask them if they've got any inventory coming up that meets your client's needs. Number 4, look at rental properties, right? When we think of rental owners, a lot of times we think of the Blackstones and the hedge funds and institutions, but the majority of single family rentals, I think like 90% or more, are owned by people that just have one property in their inventory. A lot of them are ill-equipped to deal with vacancy, right? So a lot of times when their first tenant turns over, or any tenant turns over, and they don't, they have unexpected repairs, they have, they just don't have money set aside for vacancy, a lot of them, will bail out, all right? And 90% really have one property, so their vacancy rate goes to 100% if there's turnover. You know, if you own 100 properties and you lose a tenant, your vacancy rate is only 1%. So, you know, just the fear sometimes of having a vacancy will cause landlords or investors to want to sell, especially ones that only have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 properties. So, you know, look at actively listed rentals and you know, contact the owners, see if they might want to sell. Door knocking, letter dropping in specific, you know, neighborhoods. I did this technique a lot in my first year. You can read it in the HyperLocal, HyperFast Real Estate Agent book, which you can get on Amazon, you know, as a paperback, Kindle, or Audible. I would find out exactly what my buyers wanted, right? So they tell me they want a townhome in this neighborhood. Okay, there's 3 like townhouse communities in that neighborhood. Which one? Okay, I only want this one. Okay, well there's 90 choices. What type of unit? Okay, we want an in unit. All right, there's 20 of those. I'm going to go door knock those for you, right? And I would leave a letter behind as well. Unmarked, right? I put the envelope under their door if they didn't answer, which is just a handwritten letter. You can photocopy it too if you want. And the open rate on that is huge, right? When you direct mail postcards or envelopes, you know, people aren't going to really take the time typically. They're going to filter out the stuff that's solicitations. So look, you know, so this you know, unmarked envelope under the door as your door knocking works. I did it in this particular townhome community. The example's in my book. I actually dropped 11 letters, and I got a listing that my buyer bought, a listing that I sold on my own later, and then I helped the buyer buy a third one, I think a year and a half later. So, and these were $1 million listings. So, you know, if you're able to narrow your buyer's criteria down, then use the tax records. Chances are, if they're very, very specific, it's going to be a list that would be manageable to door knock and leave letters behind. Off-market platforms, right? This is number 6. Off-market platforms. Different companies have different, you know, private exclusives or off-market platforms. Like, you know, our company, EXP, we've got a platform where all 89,000 agents can upload their off-market. So we've got the ability to look at, you know, look at properties from all 89,000 EXP agents in the country. So if you're at a company that has an off-market platform, utilize that. Wholesalers, number 7. Build a relationship with wholesalers. They constantly are getting deals under control, under contract, so you may be able to find a deal from a wholesaler. Number 8 is go to investor meetups. In most areas, right, there are investor meetups, probably multiple. You know, in your area, investors get together. You know, we do one here in Arlington, Virginia. And you'll typically find at these meetups, real estate agents, investors, developers. These are just a great way to meet different people that are pursuing deals, typically off market. All right. Number 9 is builders. Get to know builders and builder reps. You'll learn about communities that are popping up. You'll learn about infill opportunities that are coming up. So if you have clients looking for deals that are you know, new construction deals, you really want to network with builders. And finally, number 10, do it organically, right? Post in different realtor groups, post on your own social media that you have clients looking for A, B, and C, and, you know, just put it out there in the world and see what comes back to you. So at the end of the day, you know, finding off-market properties is a really great muscle, really great skill to build because you're going to command loyalty, you're going to get happy clients, you're going to get potential listing leads, right? Because not every off-market you find will be something your client wants. And another important thing is communicate what you're doing, right? Obviously, you're going to set your buyer up on the MLS search and all of that. But if you're doing all these activities that I mentioned but not communicating it to your buyer, they're not going to know how hard you're working for them. So you want to communicate to them how hard you're working for them, the things that you're doing to find them that inventory. That way, you know, no matter what the result is, they'll appreciate your efforts. So hope you enjoyed this episode of the HyperFast Show. By the way, if you are interested in learning more about what it would be like to partner with Carrie Shull and I at eXp Realty. We've sold billions of dollars of real estate. We've coached hundreds of real estate agents all across the country, and now we've got hundreds of agents in our group at eXp Realty. It's one of the fastest growing groups in the company, in the history of the company. We're in like 15 or 16 different states. And when you partner with us, it's a true partnership. You're going to get our coaching. You're going to get to come to our masterminds. You're going to get to learn from us, and we're going to help you build your real estate business, build your team, build your revenue share, build your passive income. If you want to learn more about what that would look like, send me a text message at 703-638-4393. Again, that's 703-638-4393. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the HyperFast Show. Please share it with other real estate agents, and we'll see you next time.